Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers Dino Thunder episode Diva in Distress. So this is a Kira solo episode, and I love myself some Kira. She is so awesome. She looks great, and she's amazing to look at. Her hair is gorgeous. Her hair is sensational, man. And she is so cute. She's brave, she's determined, she's headstrong, she has a heart of gold, and she can sing. And when somebody has hair that amazing, I was assuming the Lightning figure collection will also be amazing looking, but no, it is not. Her Lightning figure hair looks ratty, and I don't want no Ranger with ratty hair, because I was hoping to display her without her helmet. And then I thought to myself, okay, maybe I'll just still buy it and I'll just put the helmet on her. I can't even do that because they screwed her toy up. Her Terra grips aren't like fully painted, and something else on her outfit don't look right. I forgot what it was, but it's one of the things that Hasbro is just that the whole paint application is just like wrong. And then I was thinking about buying Z and from like SPD, and her head sculpt actually looks like her and her hair, so I'm like, awesome. But they screw her outfit up majorly. Something's wrong apparently with the badge on like the shoulder or the helmet or something like that. I can't tell the difference, but other fans can. I don't care about that. Like I can't tell the difference, so not a big deal. But the fact that she has like two left hands is a major problem. And stuff. Oh, and her helmet's messed up, I think. I'm just like, I can't buy that. Now I'm gonna get Maya. I don't care how ratty they made her hair look. She's coming with that Quasar launcher. Oh, I'm getting that. I just wish she had the Quasar saber open. Why didn't they give that to her? Man, I'm pissed, man. I want her to hold her stinking sword and everything. But I digress. Back to Kira. Kira was an awesome ranger. She was the only female on a team of 5 Rangers. And, they started off with the 3 primary colors. And then they started adding more, as time went on. And so with her singing background, these Rangers have like special powers. I love that about the Disney era. The fact that they had magical powers added on to their Power Ranger powers, but they only had them in their civilian form, was just cool and something very unique. And so she has Sonic Scream, and she does it amazingly. And not to mention, out of every Power Rangers in 30 years, she has the best fashion sense. Her clothes look amazing. Especially that yellow shirt she has with her face on it. I hope they let her keep that. Because you know how they are. They don't let people keep nothing. And the White Ranger dude from this season had to steal his own costume. He legit stole that thing, he said. Just the onesie part, not the helmet or nothing else. So I at least hope they let her keep the shirt. I mean, it has her face on it, you know what I'm saying? And so when I was looking for like a solo episode, I was looking for one that made her look like really stand out, really tough and everything, and the fighting and stuff. Those are in other episodes, but not really a Kira Center episode. But in this one, she helps the person out in her civilian form. And that's really cool. I was gonna do Torn Apart or something like that. Later on in this season, when she gets like that music video and stuff. But in that episode, she's just sad the whole time, moping around, and she learned her life lesson. And I like the fact that she learned it on her own without having to be taught. But the problem is she learned it off screen. And it really didn't focus on her in a good way. And so that was always a weird episode. But in this episode, we get to hear her sing just like in that other episode. And she has an amazing, beautiful singing voice. I am surprised she didn't do much with that beyond Power Rangers. She continued like to act and everything. And it's quite a shame because she has an amazing voice. I hope she still sings in like, like for fun and everything. And it's even shocking knowing that Disney, who owned Power Rangers at that time, didn't help her get no kind of music career. Like they do all their Disney Channel stuff. But I guess because she's not on Disney Channel, that's why they probably didn't do it. But seriously. And so in this episode, it's really unique. So there's a pop star named Kylie Styles. And that reminds me of like Kylie Jenner and Harry Styles. And so like she's an old friend of Kira. And she used to be really sweet and all the other stuff because before she made it famous and she became like a diva. And one thing I'm glad they didn't do in this episode is that they didn't make Kira jealous. They could have easily done that, since the other girl made it famous and Kira didn't. And Kira just sings in like a cafe shop and everything that happens to be owned by her Power Ranger tech partner and stuff. And so, like, I'm just glad they didn't go that whole jealous route because that would have made her look really bitter and stuff like that. But it would have gave more to this episode. And so she tells like, the others and everything she used to be friends with that girl, but they don't believe her. I can't believe Dr. O was all like, oh, I hate that pop music. Man, I love pop music. And so like doing like, a signing and everything, Connor's with Kira, and he can't believe that she actually knew this famous person. And the famous person is really happy to see Kira because she hasn't saw her since they was younger and stuff. But the diva and her, like, took over as like, her fans are swarming her, want her to sign stuff. And so that totally sucks because she's allowing that of like, her fame to get to like go over that of like old friendship. And so basically the monster of this week is like a donkey. He looks crazy. I didn't even know he was a donkey until they said it. But his whole thing is he turns young people old and he harnessed their energy. Now, in this episode, we also learn that Trent's father, is it Dr. Mercer, that he's alive and everything. Tommy, Dr. O, is very shocked to see this and everything. Because, like, that whole building exploded and everything. And Tommy thought he died and stuff. And so this should have been Tommy's first, like, clue that, hey, this dude survived somehow in a big explosion. There might be something weird going on with him. And so Tommy let him know that, the stuff that they was experimenting on is starting to have freaky effects and everything. And Mercer doesn't want nothing to do with Tommy whatsoever. And when Trent tries to ask him about that and everything, he just said, oh, so somebody from my past that, that I put behind me and everything like that. I like the dynamic with Mercer and Trent. It reminds me of Wes and his father, Mr. Collins and everything. And the dude who plays Trent's father, I remember him from an episode of Xena and an episode of Cleopatra 2525. And he always plays a bad guy in American shows because he's a New Zealand actor. And the woman who's playing Kira's old best friend, I remember her from Xena, I believe, of all things. She was an Amazon. And also, if that's the same person that I'm thinking it is, then she was also in Young Hercules. At least I think it's that actress. It looks a lot like her. And so the monster's turning young people old left and right. And he turns that of Kylie old when, the foot soldiers are around and Kira and Connor are trying to fight them. And what's really weird is like when they was fighting them, the girl Kylie's all like, Kira, what are you doing? And she's all like, well, apparently saving you. Now go and run. It's like, dude, somebody's trying to save your butt. Why are you asking them what they doing? And this is what I always wonder about Power Rangers. You always see civilians fight like, the foot soldiers. And so why don't people ever be like, these kids are always fighting alien monster foot soldiers. Could they be Power Rangers? They never put that together. So her friend gets turned old. and she looks hideous. She looks 100. Like her skin looks like sand and everything. Some other people get turned, and then Cassidy and Devin get turned. But it's so weird. They take it in stride. She's upset that it happened, but she's using it to her benefit. She's getting a hot dog. She goes to a movie and tries to get a senior citizen discount. You'd think she would be so upset, she would be boo-hooing, but no, she's just going about her normal day and trying to use it to her benefit. Until they vanquish the monster, and then boom, the spell is reversed. I gotta give it up. For a Bulk and Skull ripoff duo, they're actually really cool. They're not as crazy as Bulk and Skull, and they're not as crazy as the wannabe Bulk and Skulls in like the Nickelodeon and the Hasbro era. They were never all that like zany and stuff. They were just more kind of annoying, a little bratty, but mostly mean girl, stuck up ish, and I like that. And it's cool how the character who played Maya and I think it was Maya and Ninja Storm played this role, and it's so funny because they're all like, oh yeah, we're like auditioning for people who act like you and stuff. And she's all like, well, instead of auditioning people who act like me, just cast me and everything. And so she had to audition to play a role that she was based off of hers. Oh boy. And so like, the Rangers, they morph, or the guys do at least, because like Kira is trying to calm down her old friend. Her old friend is upset, and this is the part I like. Kira, instead of being the Power Ranger, is trying to calm her friend down and let her know that somebody's bound to reverse this. This isn't like the end of the world. And, remember, like, what makes you happy, like, playing music and, having your fans like adore you and stuff like that. Well, nothing's getting through that girl's head. So Kira gets upset and leaves because her communicator's going off. And so the lady, her friends like playing her music, and it makes her happy, and it makes her forget about her bad predicament. Well, Kira comes in with her sonic scream, and it's morphing time. And I love the way Kira morphs. It's so cute and everything. It's weird. These three Rangers morph differently, but they morph the same. When they do their hand gestures, instead of making their hands curve the same way, they curve them completely different. Because their height is different and stuff. And some of them do it more robust, and other ones do it more dainty, and other ones do it more precise and everything. And it's really unique when you watch them morph at the same time. And so, like, they fight the monster, they call on their Zords, and they get rid of, like, the monster really fast. This is during that time of Power Ranger where they just call him the Zord, and then within a couple of seconds, boom, like the monster's like gone. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, something that's really interesting is that the actress who plays Kira, Emma, this is back like one of like the first things she's ever done, like acting wise, and she had to do an American accent, and she's from New Zealand, and she does a really good American accent, but you can always hear her Kiwi accent always come out. And so like now she has perfected it where she actually sounds like an American. Well, she's been living in America for so many years since Power Rangers, so she's bound to sound like one, But she was in Cloak and Dagger as the cop. I have no idea what her real Australian accent sounds like because I've never heard her in an interview and stuff. I really want to hear it. And so towards the end, we get a beautiful, lovely song, but a duet. And so she dedicates this song to a friend she once wrote this with. And as she's singing, all of a sudden her friend comes in to sing with her. And it's really great to get like a really great song out of this as well. And so this was like a really cool episode, And it's so cool because it's from one of like the coolest female Rangers there is. The cool thing about her is that she will stick up for herself. Like, she's a little sarcastic, not super sarcastic like Cassie. And it's interesting because Cassie also sung and stuff. And it's just like she's always been one of those like type of rangers that like you can always get behind. And mainly because in her season, the guys had like egos and stuff, you know? Like Trent turned out to be the bad guy, but later on the good guy, and he was nice and sincere. Connor is very cocky, and Ethan is just like nerdy cocky and everything. And but she was always like, the reasonable one. And I always liked that about her. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.